Tri-County cold.
I'll give him a kiss too.
Name's Irick.
I like it.
I don't know what to say about that, Kenny Wilcoxon. Kenny Wilcoxon's not here, and I got proof of that. I got 2 kids, so that's not it.
I told you this stuff embarrasses me, right?
Gerry, not long. You are a silver fox.
He's a legend. And then Gerry just pops up and says, "Hey, I want to drive my flat bottom." I mean, who wouldn't want to drive this thing? It's beautiful. I mean, driving drag boats, you're not very smart to begin with, so there's probably not, like, you're missing some screws regardless. We're going up against some heavy hitters. I'm going to give it hell. Start block 540, built by Gerry. Jessel valve train, blown gas.
Lou Larson built that one, actually.
Oh, Lou Larson built this one? Oh, okay. So, and I'd given the opportunity to drive this thing, and Buckeye, Gerry came up to me and said, "Hey, you want to drive my boat?" I was like, "Gerry, I didn't have my gear." He's like, "Well, try mine on." It just so happened it fit perfect. So it was like meant to be.
Yeah.
Gerry strapped his gear on me, and I went out and made a lap down this thing, and if it wasn't really for Jay Hart and Fred Hart setting this thing up, it was this boat's just an absolute dream to drive. It's just it sets so good. It sets on the tail, and just it's an awesome boat to drive. And the chance that, like, Gerry and Bev gave me a chance to drive this thing, man, it's just it's absolutely awesome. I'm going back to my roots. I came from K-boats. I love flat bottoms, absolutely love them, and I'm not doubting the Pro Outlaw Hydro. Absolutely love that boat. That thing's, you know, love that boat too. But to drive this thing, get back in a flat bottom is absolutely awesome. And there's actually a cool story behind. So my buddy Steve told me when I was in Buckeye, the first pass I made, I had a little res, 122. I think the second pass like 128, and I didn't have shoes. I showed up to Buckeye because my son Cole was racing. And Cole's like, Steve's like, I was like, "Steve, can I borrow your shoes?" And he's like, "All right." He's like, "You run over 130 miles an hour." He's like, "You can keep those shoes." I said, "Okay." So we ran out, ran run 32. And when I come back to the pit, I'm pumping these shoes back. He's like, "They're yours, they're yours." Like, so I earned these shoes, and now I'm driving, anytime I'm in this boat, these shoes, this is the guy who gave me the shoes. He said if I ran 130, I get the shoes in Buckeye. And I did. Yeah, so I got Steve's shoes. So I'm still running these. I got the shoes from.
Now I'm walking around a dirt lot in like $200 Air Maxes because he's on my hand. You earned them. You earned them.
We do have a ritual. Jim Jack, the chaplain for RFC, I've known him since I was 15 when my dad was working on the Mission Possible boat. And Jim Jack would always give the prayer to Jimmy Bartoli. So to have Jim give me the prayer on the line means a ton to me, because it really relaxes my, you know, it just calms me down, just settles me down. And Candace always, you know, 3 kisses on the lips and good luck, honey. And we're going in the water.
Oh Lord, get a room.
That's our 3 kisses before we go. And as far as nerves and emotions and anything, they're not really there. Driving drag boats, you're not very smart to begin with, so there's probably not, like, you're missing some screws regardless. So well, Gerry knows. Yeah, so, you know.
Yeah, you're getting a 130, 140 mile an hour flat bottom. You're missing parts. Something's wrong with you.
There's more than a couple screws loose. The first time I raced a boat, well, I mean, I've been driving boats since I was probably like 14 years old.
Oh wow!
And my dad comes back drunker than shit at Parker River, and Dad's like, "Hey, can you put the boat on the trailer?" Drunk, so I took my dad's boat, put it on the trailer for him, and I started racing in 2011 in a circle boat. It was a long deck Hallett. My buddy Matt Letcher owned it. It was
wow.
GPS 80 class, and we ran that. And actually, my first race I won. But it wasn't so much I drove good, it was more because it rained out and everyone went home and I was just dumb enough to still drive in the rain. But then we went from that to GPS 95 circle boats, and we went to K-boats, and absolutely love the K-boats. K-boats are fun to drive, just they're dangerous. I crashed 3 times in them. And it was like, my dad builds all my motors, and well, they're his motors. He just puts them in the boat and I break them. And my dad's like, hey, if you want me to keep racing with you, he's like, I don't care what you do. He's like, but I'm not putting you in another K boat. And I was like, okay. So we bought the Hydro, the Final Outlaw boat, and we put that together. It's been great ever since. The boat just runs absolutely perfect. And then Gerry just pops up and says, hey, I want to drive my flat bottom. I mean, who wouldn't want to drive this thing? It's beautiful.
14,
14,
I think.
yeah, there's
A large
14.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's stout bunch out there.
Yeah.
But this is his first race.
Yeah.
Got him his license a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
At
Buckeye.
ADBA. And he did good. I'm happy. And
As long as the
Now I
boss,
gotta clean
is happy.
now I got to clean the boat and do other shit that I never knew I had to do before. Well, we tweaked it just a tad.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing major. Just you do little steps, otherwise you're going to hurt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're not these guys over here. Well, yank this motor out, drop another one in it. No. But we do have one at home in case he does hurt it, and it's only an hour away. We can get it down here.
I'm just the meat in the seat. That's all I am. I just.
Meat in the seat.
Yeah.
But this is great. I've been doing this a long time, and yeah, he's my new son. Taught him to drive. A Hydro, you aim it.
Yeah. There's not much steering on a Hydro. You can steer a flat bottom a little better.
Yeah.
The alcohol
Bill
flat
Miller.
bottoms are. I mean, it's an art to drive them things.
Oh,
It is. It's.
yeah, I'm not getting in one of those.
I would.
You know how you get older? By not getting in one of those.
I do top fuel Hydro. I would. I got my Pro Outlaw. I got my blown gas flat. Now I think a top fuel license will look good on my.
Oh yeah, resume will look good.
Yeah, it looked really good. But the hardest class to drive in drag racing, and when my dad was doing the Mission Possible, Randy Anderson helped us on the boat. Randy drove alcohol funny car and he drove fuel funny car. Randy said an actual alcohol funny car is harder to drive than a fuel car because when the car shifts, it's squirrely, it's all over the track, and flat bottom's kind of the same way. You got to get them to set right, or if they don't, they're a handful. And Westerfield obviously knows, he does it. And the Hydros are more dragsters. You point them straight. It's kind of a little bit of an input, but you can. It's a make or break in a flat bottom. You don't set these things right. If you let off the down too quick, you're gonna go swimming. And
There's a lot of variables in driving a flat bottom.
Yeah, a lot of variables.
It's not just sit in it and make it go straight.
Yeah.
It ain't going to go straight unless you make it go straight.
Yeah.
Where you get in the Hydro, basically. I'm not talking about the fast guys, because fast Hydros, hey, they're bad to the ball. There's no question. But the slower guys that are running 100, 120, 130, it's, got to get in one of these.
Yeah. Both boats, to compare both boats together, the Outlaw boat accelerates a lot harder. You got to steer it more because it fishtails. It's all over the place. Like Gerry said, when you get going 170, 180 in Hydro, they move around. These things, it's like on rails. This boat just drives so good. It's just straight, and it's more. You just got to control the set of the nose and the way the boat sets and everything else. But this thing's a blast to drive. It top ends. It charges like there's no. You let off that down pedal and this thing just sets you in the seat. Like it lets you know when that fin's coming out of the water, it'll put you back in the seat. Yeah. So for me, being a driver, I got to get the thing loosened up. I got to get going fast. And if I can get a good light, I know this thing will mile an hour. And I know Gerry's boat's gonna haul ass. So I got to thank my dad for everything he's done for me. All my good friends, Kurt and Lynn, Robbie and Kim. Everything they've done for us, they've really helped us along. And of course, Gerry and Bev, they get an awesome opportunity to drive this boat. And I couldn't be more thankful for the things I get to do. My mom's not so stoked about it, but that's all right. Moms never are.
No.
And just everyone that's helped us out. And the opportunities that I get to drive boats, and I've dreamed about it since I was a kid, and I actually get to do it. And it's awesome. Like, absolutely love it. So,
Yeah, I go with them.
yeah. I'd really like to thank Jay Hart.
Yeah.
Jay and Fred Hart. Jay is just an awesome guy. He's really, I mean, I've known the guy forever, and I love the guy. My dad really kind of brought me into this deal. Gerry and Bev for giving me the opportunity to drive this thing. It's awesome, man. My roots are flat bottoms, and I just absolutely love driving a flat bottom.
You'll get out of these hills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills.